Okay, hello, this is Rani Ahmed with you. This is lesson 25 in Objective-C programming on the Macintosh operating system, and in this lesson I'm going to talk about protocols. Now in this lesson before talking about protocols, I have a new class here, a different class. Last time it was about vehicles and cars and the bike. Now this time is about phones. Okay, in general, so there's a reason I chosen this name for a class. You will see its relationship with the protocols. Now before I start with the protocols, I must introduce you the new object, the phone. Now it represents any phone, any classical phone. Classically you would do what would you do naturally is get a number and then dial it. That's what the phone is all about. So I have a number to dial, and this number is a long precision, which means it's a very big number. It can take very long numbers. Okay, and also I have a message to dial, just to dial the number, and another message just to set the number that is supposed to be dialed. Okay, and here's the implementation. I have dialed this number. Okay, and it takes a number, any number of type long. Okay, which is a long integer, and I get any number and set it as the number to dial, which is the number to dial is the member variable of the class phone. Next, when I want to dial, I just say that the phone is dialing through a printf message instead of an NS log, and just for a change I used printf instead of NS log, and here I just have to import stdio just to make printf work. Now this is how to start using the class phone. I have my phone, a pointer to the class phone, and just to start any new object in Objective-C, you have to use phone new. I mean, like the class name and the word new, and if you have an init, it would be a phone and a lock between brackets, and bracket that with the word init, which is a message. Okay, now of course I set the dialing the number to dial, which is this number, a number in Lebanon, whatever, because 961, I start with a 961, that's Lebanon, and later I just dial. So this one won't display anything on the screen, but this one will display that this message, dialing number. Now %li means that I'm talking about a long integer. Okay, the reason I'm using long integer because you can't have a big integer as such unless you set your number to be a long or a type or of type long. I mean, now next is I want now I have to run it just for you to see the output. Okay, so dialing number, yada, okay, and ring and bling. It's just like a ringing. Now what is protocols? Now you have this phone, but you want to have like each phone, okay, will do its type of its own work. Okay, so you want to have a message that that's available to you that the class will use, but its body, it's not written. Okay, so it's like it is overriding. Okay, it's a matter of overriding the messages, but those messages belong to a protocol instead of them belonging to a class. And this way you're separating those methods, okay, from a class. So you can let those methods, okay, those messages use or be belonging to any class. Okay, and this is the same and protocols, I mean, are the same thing of inheritance in Java. I mean, not inheritance, I mean interfaces in Java. Okay, don't mix with the word interface here in the class of Objective-C. In Java, the word interfaces is the same as the word protocols in Objective-C. This is how it's translated from Java to Objective-C. So in Java it is in interfaces, in Objective-C this is protocols, and in C++ is called virtual functions. Okay, now what and how I must define a protocol. Protocol is just a matter of defining or like naming a set of messages without implementing anything. So you start with this at protocol. Okay, you put a protocol name. So here I'm going to say like on dial event. Okay, similar to what they do, for example, in Java, on click listener event. Okay, so on dial what should happen. Okay, and for example dial event, so I'm going to just mention that I have a dial event, and that's it. Okay, you can have as much as you want of messages inside this, but all I'm saying that you have a phone, and you know, all phones dial the same way. Okay, you just type the number, the dial, ding, it rings the other side. But what should happen when the phone is ringing? Okay, maybe you should, for example, some phones like do some fancy stuff like flash their body, or maybe you know, give some different sound or music, okay, other than the usual tone. So this is on dial event. So I want to implement the on dial. For example, imagine this phone is a classical phone. We got another phone which is a mobile phone. Okay, but this classical one, okay, would on dial would use this on dial protocol, and the mobile phone will use also this same protocol, but every type of phones, the mobile and the classical one, will have its own way of implementing the message dial event. Okay, so let's say, for example, here, okay, let's for example update here as a classical phone. Okay, and yes, here it must be classical phone, just as editing. Okay, this is what I named it. Now I want also to create just a quick class named here, named at interface, okay, mobile, and superclass of course must be MS object, and then this interface like say display. No, let's make sense. Just a minute. Okay, we have void directly. Okay, and it will be something like this. Just dial this number. From contacts. Okay, and I will do an an implementation here of mobile, and I will say void here, dial this number from contacts, yeah, and this is printf, and that's it. Dialing from contacts. Let me rename it like dial number from contacts, and implement this here such. Okay, now till now I have a mobile and I have a classical phone. Now I don't have anything in this class, just in the mobile class. Now I want to, as I said, I want the phone to do me an on dial message, okay, and I want the mobile to do an on dial message, but every one of them will use a different context or content inside the definition of the dial event. Okay, so this is how I'm going to change this. Say this is which protocol here. This is between two acute angles, okay, the greater than and the smaller than in math, those signs. So you use the protocol on dial, okay, and I must also in the implementation or it's better that you do, because look, by now the implementation is missing one thing, okay, it's incomplete. So because I use the protocol, just to make it complete, I just say void, okay, dial event, and then I'm going to printf, okay, like change. Let me make it like new line, separate line, and change changing the tone. Okay, now here it's just changing the tone, while if I made the mobile use the same definition, okay, on dial, see, just a minute, okay, yes, so you have to type it on the after the inheritance line, okay, like after the colon and the NS object. This is inheritance, of course, so just revise the lessons, you'll know that it is an inheritance. So dial, and here of course you see there's a missing implementation, so I'm going to add my dial event, and this time I'm going to say okay, let me say for example here flash flashing display. Okay, now so this is our class. So and here it must change as classical font. Okay, so by now I have classical font. So by now also I have my my phone, okay, now has an on dial, so I must have changed the dial method or message to call self and dial event, and that's it. Okay, similarly there, because on dial something must happen. And here of course there's a dial message. Oh no, not this one. Directly I'm going to set it over here. Okay, so I'm going to make a printf over here just for sake of making just a separator. And I'm going to say that mobile here first, mobile, my mobile, and it must be a star something, okay, equals mobile new. Okay, and then just my mobile, and must say that dial number from contacts, and that's it. Oh, sorry. Okay, and that's it. So if I run this, so this is dialing number, I dialed it. Now you had an event, you made something like an event. So when you dial this number, changing the tone, now flashing dialing from contacts, because in dialing from contacts in the mobile phone, flashing mobile phone display. So this is all about protocols. Now you understand that in protocols you are you're making a set of messages that can be put in a separate paragraph, okay, in the code, and you can like join it to any class, or yeah, you can make it joined to any class, and in this way you can implement that one to do whatever you want. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and please use your YouTube account to subscribe to my channel. It's very important, and also please write your comments. They are very important to me Comments are very important. Okay, so thanks for watching again, and see you later.